we're here with Lucy today.
And what's Lucy's job?
Lucy's an agility dog.
She is. She's different shape and size.
Well, she is a unique agility dog, and that just shows us that we can take any dog, and as long as they...
World team dogs, let me just say.
She's beat world team dogs. But now we're not beating world team dogs because we're having some problems moving. And there's a difference of opinion as to whether it's a front end problem or a back end problem.
How do I find that out, Dr. O? Because, you know, I mean, I see these dogs all the time, and I just go, oh, there it is, and fix it. But I can't ever figure out how to tell the owner.
Well, we have diagnostics, and we can do diagnostics. We can do radiographs, we can do MRIs, we can do ultrasounds, and they're all going to point out
But they're not going to
problems.
fix my dog. They're not going to fix the problem. And when I find them, I just fix it and they go home.
We do chiropractic adjustment, and we fix it, or we put a needle in it, and we fix it. And then how are we supposed to know whether the problem that's showing up on an MRI or an ultrasound is the primary problem or a compensation?
And I think that's the confusion that owners have because, and I don't blame them, they go to their usual veterinarian who's been trained like we were in vet school, and they get an MRI or they get a X-ray, and they have bone spurs or they have, you know,
hip dysplasia,
or they have, you know, whatever on the X-ray, but the dog's not limping in the back leg, so that their regular veterinarian has a tough time telling them what they need to treat. You and I, we adjust the dog and they get better, but the owner wants a name.
A name.
They want us to put a name on it, so I always tell them it's just bad dog syndrome.
Well, and what is a chiropractor? Our diagnosis and what we treat is called a subluxation. And a subluxation is any joint, but especially those in the spine that do not have a full range of motion today. And that lack of a full range of motion is causing a problem in how the dog moves. Because remember, when a dog moves, it takes every muscle, every bone, every ligament, every tendon, and every joint for him to move.
So what we need to probably help our owners understand is that the chiropractic adjustment improves the movement and fixes what's going on, even though it may be temporary. It's the primary problem, and that all the diagnostic tools that our fellow veterinarians have is helpful in showing them where the problems might be, but they're not a fix for it.
And remember, an X-ray has no pain.
Well, right. X-rays don't feel anything, just like a piece of
X-rays
paper.
don't feel anything. And so when we look at an X-ray, even though this dog may have hip dysplasia,
may have terrible X-rays,
doesn't mean
she's not painful there.
That's where she's painful. So how can we tell where we're painful? Well, let's remember how these guys move. And remember, like I said, it takes everything to move. Okay, if we take and go uphill, what's that do to the weight?
Her gravity is all down here. Gravity is everything.
Right.
And movement is everything. And so when all the gravitational forces are here, whatever's down here is carrying a bigger load.
And so a weakness or a lameness in the back end will get worse when we go up the A-frame, when we go up the dog walk, when we go up a slight hill.
What if we go up in the car?
Jumping up in the car. Now, when we do this,
our problem increases toward the front because gravity is working more heavily on the front end.
So now we're having troubles going down the dog walk. We're missing contacts on the bottom of the A-frame.
So these might be dogs who don't actually walk down the dog walk but jump off of it.
Jump off the dog walk. They miss the contact. They have trouble missing the contacts on the bottom of the A-frame.
What about dogs who don't do agility? What if they're dogs who are fly ball dogs or rescue dogs or search dogs or...
We can do the same type of things. We can ask them to walk up a handicap ramp or down a handicap ramp and watch them move. A dog that has problems in the back end will have more difficulty walking up a ramp than he will going down a ramp. Okay? A dog that has problems in the back end won't jump on the couch. A dog that has problems on the front end won't jump off the couch.
All right.
So that dog that you think has just found his home, he jumps on the couch in the morning, and the only time he gets off is when you take him off at night so that you can go feed him. Okay? Maybe it's because he has a problem in his front end.
Okay.
all right?
And when they yelp, when they jump down from
When they
things?
yelp, that usually means it hurts. The thing about it is, let's look at what happens when this dog jumps. And I think Lucy will let me do this. Okay, so as Lucy comes down, her head comes up. So if she's going over a jump, her head comes up. She hits the ground. Gravity takes that head down. The neck stretches, and then all of a sudden she's going to come back up. You know what? Let me show you what that would be equivalent of. If Derek watches my neck now, and I'm driving down the road, somebody hits me from the back end, my neck goes back. I just got whiplash.
Can you do the sound effects again? Those were great.
Okay, when dogs jump, they experience the same forces in their lower neck that we experience in any rear end collision over 8 miles an hour. Now, does that mean that these dogs shouldn't jump? No. That means that we should be trying to do things to help them jump better.
Right. We should help them.
Shorter takeoffs, longer landings will make the whiplash forces less.
Because you're giving them a longer period of time over which to land, over which to extend the forces of down.
That goes back. Now, and if we do have some whiplash type injuries, where are those going to be problems at? Well, we're going to have, in the agility field again, we're going to have problems weaving, because when we weave, our nose has to lead the way. We're going to have lower neck issues. When we're going to the top of the A-frame, okay? I've had people tell me that, oh my gosh, my dog just embarrassed me so much, I had to carry him off the course because he got to the top of the A-frame and just sat there.
You mean he actually sat down?
Yep, just sat there at the top of the A-frame.
Because he couldn't look down. Yeah.
Because he couldn't look down, okay? Because the dog's not gonna go down the A-frame if he can't see it. So he gets to the top of the A-frame, goes up the A-frame because he knows he's supposed to. Hey, how you doing? Because if we can't bend our neck and look down, we're not going to come down. And remember, once we start down, if we're having problems in that front end, we may jump off the A-frame.
You may jump off the A-frame rather than come down the A-frame. So those are all some ways that owners can get a clue or have a diagnosis for whether this is front end or back end. And also, when you take them to your chiropractic veterinarian, they will be able to tell you or to confirm for you that that's where some of the issues are coming from. And don't forget that diagnostics are helpful. MRIs, X-rays, all those things. But what we usually want in an X-ray starts here at the nose and comes all the way to the tail. We don't want to cut parts of the dog off because they're all interconnected. And those diagnostics can help in determining where our primary problem is. But if we're improving with our chiropractic adjustment, we know that we have found where those problems are and we've fixed them.
And remember that a subluxation up here,
Being the atlas,
and occiput, will alter function way back here in the toes.